Okay, let's do a recap of today. This was day 3 of radiation treatment, and I have such a mix of emotions from things that happened today. Oh Lord. My friend Linda had asked if I wanted her to drive. Now, typically I would have said no, but I was so exhausted this weekend and I didn't know how I was going to be feeling after this treatment based upon the last. So I said, okay. I should have remembered. We actually got on the highway, got almost all the way there, and I wanted to tell her how much more relaxed I was and how wonderful it was compared to the last trip. Until we got off. Now, once we get off the highway, we have to immediately go from the right lane where we're entering that street, and it's a few lanes, over into the left lane to make the very first left turn. She didn't do it, and she started to pass by, and I said, "You're making a left here." So she thought, okay, I'll pull over into the left lane, irrespective of the fact that somebody was already in that lane and coming up quickly, and he started honking, and my heart started pounding. And I said, the last thing I need on my way to these treatments is stress. So I said to her, oh my God, I said, Linda, do me a favor. I said, when you move into the left lane, just make sure nobody's there first. She shrugged her shoulders as if it was no big deal. And then I said, you know, in my world, this never happens. If you don't think it's a big deal, in your world, it must happen all the time. So that was how we got there. Once we got there, the valet was not there. He was missing in action, as he is most days. And we sat for a few minutes, and I said to her, you know, he gave us the code to get into the side parking lot, which meant I had to walk the length of the building, but at least I wouldn't have to sit and wait for 20 minutes, stressing further that I was going to be late. We pull up to the place where you go in, and there's a code to get in. I gave her the code, and she pressed the number. Nothing. She said to me, the code doesn't work. I said, try it again. She tried it again, and she said, code doesn't work. So I said, before you leave here, this is the code he gave me. So I said, let me just walk around the car and I'll press the code and see if it works. She opened her car door at that point, and I said, with your car door open, I can't reach the thing to press the code. You need to close your door. So she did. I pressed the code, and sure enough, the thing opened. So I said, drive in, I'll walk in, I'll meet you there. We got into the building. By the time I got into the building, I was really shaky. I went from being calm to being shaky. So I'm thinking I really need to drive, if at all possible. So we went downstairs and signed in for the appointment. And at that point, I wasn't too early. I was maybe 10 minutes early. So they came right on time and called me into the back room to change and to get ready. And I thought, please, God, let it be better this time. The two people I had taking care of me in the room this time were not the same two that I had on Friday. They're part of the original crew. They're part of the original group, but they were not the ones who were getting me set up. This took quite a bit of time still. I wound up being in the whole place. My appointment was 2:20. It was it 3 o'clock? I don't remember now. No. I want to say it was like 2:50. I don't think it was 3 o'clock. It was shorter than the last time. The setup, they still had to keep adjusting me on the table, going out of the room, coming back in the room, getting me adjusted, and they kept saying, don't move. And once again, there I am locked in that position. And by the way, I asked them, I said, when this is all over, may I take a photo of that torture device that you put me in? And she said to me, oh, when this is all over, you can take it home. And I said, I have no interest in taking it home. Not unless I wanted to get into some other strange business that I have no interest in. No, thank you. But I do want to take a picture of it because I've got to show it to you. It's quite the thing. So they did finish it. I was really thrilled because when they started the treatment, I thought they had only done the first 2. And then she got on the mic and she said to me, we've done only 3 more to go. And I said, only 3 more to go? That's wonderful. After she did what I thought was 1 more, apparently it was 2 more. So she said only 1 to go. And then they finished it. When they came into the room, I said, the 2 sweetest words in the world, only 1 to go. I love that. So that took care of today's treatment. So I will be back there again tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. On the way home, I decided I better stop and get something to eat because I really wasn't having anything healthy in the house anymore to eat, and I was concerned about it. I really didn't want to let my nutrition get away from me. So I had said to my friend, I wanted to go into the supermarket. I had originally asked her if she could go with me in case I needed things from the far aisles that I couldn't reach. Could she just pick that up while I picked up what I could get? It turned out, because I also wanted to get food from this little local restaurant called Tomato and Basil, that we went there instead, and there's a supermarket there called Best Market. So I said, you know, we're right here, let me go into Best Market. And she parked the car and she just sat in the car. So I didn't want to say anything because she was kind enough to go with me. And I went into the store and I thought, okay, I'm just going to get vegetables and fruit so that I can make some nice soups on my Vitamix. And I did that. They actually had some phenomenal prices on vegetables, so I was really happy about that. I got cauliflower, I got broccoli, I got carrots, organic, and I got this wonderful, I don't know if you've ever used this, but I've used it before. It's called Better Than Bouillon. It's wonderful. It's much better than any of the other stuff. And I got the one that's lower sodium. It's made with seasoned roasted chicken meat. Has 26% less sodium than the regular seasoned roasted chicken base. And it has 500 milligrams, which for a soup is really good. I will be adding no other salt to it. And all I need to get now is my shredded cheese because I couldn't make it that far. By the time I got out of the store, I wanted to go back to the car to unload the groceries, sit for a minute, and then go over to Tomato and Basil and get my food. Couldn't find the car. I started walking with the cart, and by then, I was in so much pain, I didn't think I'd make it. I wanted to cry from the pain at one point. I walked 3 aisles looking for her car, and I couldn't find it. My only alternative at that point was to turn around. Outside of Tomato and Basil, there are 2 little tables with chairs. I needed to sit down. I just could not stand. So I thought I would call her on her cell phone and let her know I was there and ask her if she could come around and pick me up there instead. I called what I thought was her cell phone number. No answer. Now, she hates her cell phone. She doesn't know how to use it. And she doesn't charge it most of the time. So the phone never rang. I don't even know what her current number is. I called her house, and her housemate, I asked him what if he knew what the phone number was, and he said, no, not really. And I said, what are the chances she has it with her? He said, slim to none. And I said, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, I feel like I felt when I was that little kid who got lost on the beach. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. I was all alone, and I couldn't make my way home. I didn't know where she was at that point. And he said to me, there's a good chance she might have fallen asleep in the car. And I thought, no. So I couldn't reach her. So I needed to sit there for a little while. I was about ready to get up and leave when this ginormous truck came to deliver their mozzarella. They had a delivery of what had to be 40 cases of it. So they kept putting it down on the ground. The guy would come with the hand truck and bring them in 6 at a time, and the truck was blocking any access I had to leave. So I just sat there and I thought, it is what it is. Finally he left. Finally I walked back and I prayed that this time I would find the car. And thank God I did. And when I got back to the car, I sort of tapped on the trunk so that, to let her know I wanted to put the groceries in the trunk. She told me she didn't know how to open the trunk from inside the car. So I had to come around and put the groceries in the side of the car and then take the cart and put that away. By the time I sat down, I wanted to cry. I really did, because I felt this is what it's like to have no control, to be at the mercy of other people and other things, and I hate it. I hate it. So that's my story for today. I finally made it home. I finally ate my wonderful panini. It was grilled chicken, red pepper, mozzarella on the panini, and it comes with a balsamic dressing. Wonderful, wonderful, all of it. So I had that for lunch, and I just sat in my car for a while when I got home before I could make it up the stairs to put everything away. Everything is now away. I am, I guess, as ready as I'm gonna be to do tomorrow. So we shall see how that plays out. I hope it's as decent as today was in terms of the actual treatment. And the beat goes on. So it's not good not to be able to do things on your own. It's not good. By the way, I got a wonderful, wonderful surprise in the mailbox today. I got a lovely gift from one of my subscribers whom I adore. And I am going to play with it, and I will be in touch with you to ask you if I can share that you sent this to me, because I'm thrilled. So thank you very much. Thank you all for just being here and letting me experience whatever it is I experience going through this. There are going to be some good days, some bad days, and everything in between. And by the way, the tech told me today, when she asked me how I was for the weekend, I said I was in bed most of the weekend. I was experiencing sheer exhaustion. She said it can't be from the treatment, it's too soon, so it could have been from the stress. It's possible. Whatever it was enervating is not even the word for it. It was awful. I kept having to go to sleep. Day 3 is done. On to day 4, and I now have vegetables in my house. I am going to make Vitamix soups, which in 6 or 6.5 minutes, I can have a piping hot soup, and maybe I'll show you how I do that. In any case, take care. I love you all, and I will see you probably tomorrow. If this gets to be too much for you, please let me know. Oh, and by the way, I want to show you, I actually, one night when I couldn't sleep, I had Evine on, probably a mistake, but it was on for a long time, and I kept ignoring what was going on there, just having background sounds. And all of a sudden, this thing came on, and I said, that really looks too good to pass up. So I will show you what I got there. Very inexpensive, fortunately. It was, I don't know if it was closeout or what, but the sale price was incredible. So I'll show you that, and I will, play around a little bit with the lovely gift that I got, and I will show you that as well. I want to get back to normal stuff. I really do. I think you deserve to have the real me, at least occasionally. Take care. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.